Something broke in Atlanta today. Not just a game plan, not just a season, something deeper. Something the fans could feel in their chest the moment the clock hit zero. Because today, the Atlanta Falcons didn't just lose a football game, they hit the wall. The wall every franchise eventually smacks into when the cracks you ignored all season finally split wide open. And the worst part? It happened at the hands of the Carolina Panthers, a team that swept Atlanta and dragged them straight into rock-bottom territory. But here's where the story shifts. For the first time in months, Atlanta finally has clarity. Not comfort. Not excuses. Clarity. The kind you only get when the truth is impossible to hide anymore. This era is over. This coaching staff is done. And the Falcons must start over right now. The Falcons walked into this matchup knowing the stakes. They walked out with players exhausted, hearts broken, and the same sickening feeling fans have felt all year. We were right there, and we blew it again. They lost in overtime, but the real collapse began long before the final kick. And here's the thing, the players weren't the problem today. They fought. They hustled. They made clutch plays when they could. But football isn't just about effort. It's about answers. And Atlanta didn't have any. If you zoom out and really look at it, everything comes down to two failures, two problems that have been screaming for attention since week 1 and never got fixed. 1. Offensive play calling, predictable, rigid, lifeless. Every defense in the NFL knows exactly what's coming from Atlanta. Outside zone. Screen. Outside zone again. Nothing to punish aggression. Nothing to counter adjustments. The Panthers changed their plan at halftime. The Falcons didn't. And once again, the offense stalled in the second half like a car running out of gas. 2. Special teams, the backbreaker. You already know the pattern. A solid drive followed by a special teams mistake. A momentum swing erased by a coverage breakdown. A field position battle lost not by effort, but by details. This is coaching. This is preparation. This is discipline, and all three failed Atlanta when it mattered most. At halftime, the Falcons led 21-10. Fans felt hope. Players felt belief. Even the stadium felt different. But the Panthers made adjustments, sharp, aggressive, intentional. Atlanta? They walked right back onto the field with the same script, the same tendencies, the same just trusted mentality. And the NFL doesn't work like that. You adapt, or you get exposed. Today, Atlanta got exposed. Again. This loss wasn't just another mark in the standings. It was the confirmation fans needed. Raheem Morris and his staff won't survive this. The next head coach will inherit a team hungry, talented, and desperate for leadership that can actually elevate them. Because the truth is simple, the Falcons don't need a rebuild of players. They need a rebuild of philosophy. Of identity. Of direction. And today, as painful as it was, might be the turning point. A painful ending. A necessary beginning. The collapse wasn't complicated. Carolina didn't need tricks, gadgets, or anything special. They just took away the Falcons' favorite plays, the same predictable calls Atlanta has leaned on every single week, and once those were gone, everything fell apart. And that's the truth fans have felt for months. If you stop Atlanta's first plan, there is no second plan. That's why this same script keeps repeating itself. Not just today. Not just last week. But for 4, 5, 6 straight games. The offense isn't just struggling. It's dragging the entire team underwater. People point to the defense giving up yards late. But what do you expect when they're on the field forever? You can't ask a defense to survive endless drives, short fields, and the weight of an offense that disappears in the second half. You can't expect perfection when the offense provides no margin for error. This isn't a talent issue. It's a structure issue. A coaching issue. And Sunday was the clearest example yet. Zach Robinson built his offense around dynamic weapons, speed, space, mismatches. When the stars are healthy, it looks clever. Creative. Explosive. But today? Michael Penix Jr. wasn't out there. And then the dagger, Drake London, goes down. That's when the truth became impossible to ignore. A great scheme should elevate backup players. This scheme collapses without its stars. Overtime exposed everything. No London. No Penix. And suddenly, the Falcons had nothing. No adjustments. No rhythm. No identity. Carolina saw it instantly. They shut the offense down, marched the field, and ended the game before Atlanta could blink. If the offense is the spark that keeps dying, special teams is the fire alarm that won't stop screaming. Missed tackles. Huge returns allowed. Muffed catches. Momentum-killing mistakes happening at the absolute worst possible time. It's been like this all season. And somehow, unbelievably, it's never been fixed. You can't win in the NFL when your special teams is giving the opponent free points and free field position every week. Today was just another chapter in that same painful story. And yet, as strange as it sounds, this loss comes with clarity. The fans know it. The players know it. And deep down, the organization knows it too. This coaching staff is finished. There is no universe, none, where a team gets swept by the Panthers, drops to 3-7, and still keeps the same head coach. Raheem Morris has had chances. He's had time. He's had talent. But the offense never improved. The special teams never improved. And the team never found its identity. Losing twice to a division rival you should be better than? That was the final blow. This season isn't just slipping away. It's crashing. Fast. Hard. If Atlanta isn't careful, they won't just fall behind the division, they might end up in last place. Not just disappointing. Embarrassing. But maybe this is what the Falcons needed. A breaking point. A wake-up call. A moment where everything shatters so something new can be built. Because for the first time in a long time, Atlanta finally knows exactly what must change. The truth hit Atlanta like a cold wind, not the kind that makes you shiver, but the kind that makes you wake up. Because suddenly, everyone could feel it, this season wasn't slipping away, it was already gone. But inside that collapse is where the story really begins. For weeks, the Falcons fought like a team trying to convince the world and themselves that everything was still under control. But every Sunday told the same story. Missed chances. Flat energy. A sideline that felt more confused than confident. And at the center of it all, a team drifting without a clear direction. And that's why the uncomfortable question started floating through Atlanta: if this is what the Falcons have become, why wait to change it? If you're the owner, this is the moment where you stop whispering and start acting. You don't keep your finger hovering over the reset button, you push it. Hard. Because when a season is already lost, the worst thing you can do is pretend it isn't. Imagine the Falcons making that announcement today, not tomorrow, not after the next loss, not once the noise gets too loud. Today. A clean slate. A public message to every top offensive mind in the country: Atlanta is open for business. And that matters. It matters because the first team to step into the coaching market gets something incredibly valuable: time. Options. Leverage. When you move early, you aren't begging for whatever's left. You're choosing. You're evaluating. You're creating a future before someone else steals the coach you wanted. You look at the landscape: experienced offensive architects, rising coordinators, even under-pressure college masterminds who might be ready for a new start. Suddenly, Atlanta isn't chasing the crowd. Atlanta is leading it. And that kind of jumpstart isn't a rebuild. It's a rebirth. Because this roster isn't broken, it's just misused. There's real talent here. There's real potential. And with the right coach, the right vision, and the right structure, this entire franchise could flip faster than anyone thinks. We've seen other teams pull off full roster and culture transformations in under a year. Why not Atlanta? Next season, the money opens up. Cousins' contract comes off the books. Core pieces stay intact. You can franchise tag key players to see what they can truly become under a staff that actually understands how to unleash them. You are not starting from zero, you are starting from frustration, from urgency, from hunger. And that might be even more powerful. Because sometimes, teams don't change until it hurts enough. And right now? Atlanta hurts. The fans feel it. The locker room feels it. The entire city feels it. But pain doesn't have to break you, it can wake you up. This season? It's done. Finished. A wash. The Falcons have shown us exactly who they are over the last 5 weeks. No surprises. No mysteries. Just a harsh reality. But next season. Next season can be different. If this team has the courage to make the move now, to step into the future before someone else beats them to it, then this collapse could be the beginning of something Atlanta hasn't had in a long time: hope, direction, identity. And that starts with one decision, one bold, uncomfortable, overdue decision. It's time to reset the Atlanta Falcons. Not later, right now.